Hey, Yvonne. Oh, can you hear me?
Yes.
Oh,
Hi.
okay, perfect. Good. I like just connected different headphones and I was hoping they actually worked. So good.
Oh, okay, good. Is it just you and I for now?
Just like right now, I think there were 8 people registered, so some other people should show up soon. So, but I just logged in and then you popped up.
Oh, wonderful. Would you tell me your name, please?
Jason.
Jason. Hi, Jason.
Oh, I wish I could change. Wonder if I can change that. Hold on. So it
And
actually has my name on it.
are you in the which office?
I'm out of Santa Cruz.
Oh, you're Santa Cruz. Okay. Hi, Jason.
Yeah, down here by the beach.
Oh, lucky, lucky, lucky.
pretty
No,
pretty terrible.
not lucky. I should say blessed.
So yeah, I grew up down here, but then I left for like 15 years and just came back like a year ago. So
Oh, wow. Where'd
we
you go?
were I was in Washington and then Sacramento,
Oh, Washington
kind of all
State?
over. Yeah, like up I was in Tacoma, so
Oh,
south of Seattle. But
oh,
and the ocean pulled us back.
oh, nice, honey, nice. So I'm taking care of mom. She might hear her, so I'm just gonna have it on
Yeah, that's fine.
for now. Um, so I'm just gonna ask you, is this an hour?
Yeah. Yeah,
Okay,
we're gonna keep it at an hour. And then I'll kind of explain when a couple other people get in.
yeah,
It's gonna be very loose. Like I don't have like this strict
sure.
lesson plan or anything. I kind of wanted to keep it a little bit not like quite full on mastermind, but kind of more like a mastermind of what do people need from it. Cause like we've had designs for a while. Some people are super on it and some people aren't. So we can kind of
Yeah,
we can kind of mold it to whatever
and
we
I'm in that second group.
kind of not on it. So
Wishing I was. I mean, I'm trying, but Kelly. God
yeah.
bless. God bless Kelly. She,
Yeah, it
she would
doesn't,
she
she's
would she would tell us, oh, if it takes you more than, I forget what she said. Let's just call it 2 minutes.
yeah.
If it takes you more than 2 minutes, you're not doing it right. It's like, well,
Well,
how about
I
2 hours?
don't fully agree with that. So I'm a different I
How about two
take a different
hours?
path.
How about 2 hours in my case?
Yeah.
Anyway,
And I mean, I started using designs like when it first came out and it was clunky and hard to use and it's gotten a lot better, but I mean, yeah, I've got it down to now I can do a flyer in probably 2 minutes or less.
see?
But I didn't do it my first time.
Yeah,
Like it takes some time to learn how to do it, and um, it's
yeah,
not the fastest system either. It's a little slow, but
okay, okay.
the the pros outweigh the cons. So
Absolutely, I'm sure of it.
see, Pat
I,
and May are here.
I am using like Michael Lewis to make
Hmm.
flyers for. It's also free for us,
Yeah.
but lütfen. Like command, I don't have anything on command. Like like always everybody's saying about command designs, but
Yeah.
I don't know. Maybe I am just useless to create something. Because Michael Lewis has everything ready. You just put bam.
Hmm. I mean, so, and we'll talk about that here. I'll actually put that on the list.
I've been using Michael Lewis too through the years
Yeah.
because it was available. The only thing that I'm for the command, it's for the Facebook post. It's
Hmm.
sized correctly,
Yeah.
and
Well,
that.
yeah, and we'll kind of, like I said, I'm gonna give we should have about 8 people, but you know how realtors are, sign up for stuff and then they don't show up. So I can give people like 2 more minutes, and if no one else is
Okay.
in here, we'll just like get
So
started.
I tried to make a Facebook ads. Like you were talking about it, how good it is.
Hmm.
I tried to make it, but something happened and it was not seeing, like I wasn't seeing that green button. I
Hmm.
think after that I added my credit card information.
Hmm.
I was gonna make ad, but then I couldn't find ad. Like I don't have any listing.
Yeah.
And so command doesn't have any of my listing, you know?
Oh,
Hey,
yeah.
John.
Well, who did? Oh,
Yeah, I did a Facebook ad finally. It took me a
yeah.
while, but I got
Did
it
it
out.
work?
Yeah, I got 3 leads and I
Oh,
followed
good.
many of them, but they didn't turn out. But it
Yeah.
was kind of like a trial. So,
Yeah. And it's really about the conversion rate on the ads are like 1 to 3 out of 100. So think like at least 1 out of 30. And that's like the initial, like the people that are going to be those hot buyers, right? The ones that are like, no, I really want to see this property. Can you meet me on Tuesday? That's going to be like, think like 1 to 2 out of 100. But the other ones, you know, put them on the little smart plan, send them emails, try to call them every now and then.
yeah.
And
So,
the conversion rate over time that's where it really comes in. So,
yeah.
okay.
And I got somebody who only spoke Spanish. So
Yeah.
I said, okay.
Send them to Roy on a referral.
I have a question about Facebook ads. Do we pay anybody commission if we get like if we close the transaction? Because
No.
we only pay Keller Williams, right?
You only pay, yeah, like if you have a split to the office, that's the only fee you pay for it. Other than the ad cost itself, right? So you put $50 on an ad and then you get some leads and you convert one of them. If you're not capped, you pay your split. If you are capped, you don't pay a split. So, yeah. And that's actually what's nice about them is you don't pay anybody anything. So kind of you own it. Too good, May. All right, we're gonna get started though, because
there's a constant battle
Yvonne
in
was
my
asking.
house.
We're gonna keep it under an hour, and so I kind of want to fly through this. But what I was telling them before was what do you need to learn about designs, or I can just kind of walk through like how I use it. So, but is there any like specific questions people have about designs other than just, I don't know how to use it?
Buyer or listing presentation I need to work on, and flyer, cards. Do you know my cards?
What? Say that again.
Do you know about my cards?
Oh, okay. I don't know about your cards.
Okay, I made these, but I want to know if I can make anything like that through command, because I made this through expresscopy.com. So I don't know if we are making anything like that on command.
So that one we might talk about after, like you and I can talk about. There's kind of a more advanced thing you can do to try to upload that into command.
No.
But we won't do it right now. Okay. So let's do this then up first. Hold on, I gotta share my screen and then we'll figure this out. So what I want to cover first then is, has everyone set up their marketing profile? So, because like if you ever go to do something in command and the data is wrong, like your profile is wrong, it doesn't have your right phone number, your right website, or it doesn't have your photo, that's all taken care of in your marketing profile. So just real quick for anyone that hasn't done it or needs to update it, if you come up here up on the upper right, find your name, and then click on settings. And then from settings on the left, come down to, let's see, I think it's connect settings, and then marketing profile. And then from here, anything that you change in here is going to be what updates in designs and like throughout command. So see how this is toggled on, this little green switch is on here, use my information to brand my agent site, that you want that clicked as well, because this is what's going to update your website and update your consumer app as well. So you want to have a photo in there. If you have a team logo, if not, just leave it blank, it won't show up. Put in your information. Down here where it says your Market Center brokerage logo, if this isn't in here, I'll show you how to get your logos for your office in a moment. But just fill out all the information, don't worry about this legal footer images. It's not something in our area that we have to deal with. I like to put in my little social profile. So like under Facebook, this goes to my like professional Facebook page, not my personal page. So this goes to my realtor page. Same with Instagram, because you'll see kind of when we go through it, you'll see where these will show up again later. If you don't know what a Facebook pixel is or Google Analytics, just leave them blank. But if you do know what those are, fill those out. And then this is your branded app link. You do want this filled out because there's some designs that use this. So this is that link where if I send this link to someone and they download my app, it's branded to me, not to someone else. So you want this updated as well. Okay. All right. So 2 ways that you get into designs. So from the homepage, not everyone realizes this, but from the homepage, they do these little updates right here on the, right here on the right, where you can see, kind of think of these as like quick designs. So you can just see what templates, like say this one kind of looks interesting. You can see it's a for sale bifold brochure. If I wanted to go straight in, like if I really like this design and I want to go straight into editing this, I can just hit go to designs and boom, it'll take you straight into designs to edit that one on your own. But the most common way to get into designs is through, if you ever click here, it opens up your menu, come down to the designs tab right here. This is the easiest way to get into the applet. Okay, it takes a minute to load. Okay. These are all designs I've worked on, kind of just ignore that. It's kind of a mess because I'm disorganized and a mess. But from here, any of the designs that I've already created, I can kind of filter out here. So say if it's one of my agent sites, so like when I go create the websites through the consumer applet down here, those are saved here, and this is where I would edit those. But more importantly, like the things that I use the most for designs are social media posts, like Facebook posts, Instagram posts, and then also flyers. But this is where you see the most of what I have in here. Same with print flyers. So these are just filters of ones that you've already created. And then when you're ready to create a design and kind of get into the design system, press this little plus at the bottom here, and it'll ask you what you want to do. So May, you said you have that flyer that you created somewhere else. Let's say you wanted to upload that into Command and you had a PDF copy of it, click this one here. Because what that's going to do is, it's kind of clunky, but it works. It'll upload it and then it'll let you edit it with all of your own information, basically. And so there's one way to get into it. But most other people, like I'd only recommend doing that if you kind of have to. Most other people are going to choose most people are going to choose either social posts or print. So think flyers, postcards, things like that. So let's kind of like build a scenario real quick and say, let's say I have a new listing or someone else in the office has a listing that they've given me permission to go advertise. And so that's what we're going to build some sort of design around. And so the first thing I'm going to do is go into social, because that's just, like I say, I do a lot on the internet. So that's where I'm going to start. Once we get in here, it's going to give us all the different templates. So like May, when you mentioned Michael Lewis Marketing Suite, there's some very similar designs within here where they're branded to you and you can edit them. Whereas with Michael Lewis, you can't really do any editing. You kind of just get stuck with whatever they have. You know, so if you're not into that baby blue color that they're using right now, you can't change it. Whereas here, you can kind of tweak and change everything about the templates. And that's kind of the best part about it, is start with something they created and then make it your own, so it stands out from everyone else. So right now, here's like different sections, you know, think of these as almost like bookmarks. And right now, KW is really pushing doing posts around like your app. So I know from our office, we've had a few people like Nick Cavazos and Arturo or Art Frayed and Patty Nelson, nope, not Pat Nelson, she's right here, Patty Erickson, are the ones, I've seen them post some of these, of these download my app ones. But again, we're going to act like we're doing a just listed post. So we come into listings, and here's a whole section called just listed or for sale. It's kind of the same thing. So let's just choose for sale. And all of these templates, you can see they have them pre-formatted. If it's going to be a Facebook post, an Instagram post, Instagram story post, or for LinkedIn and Twitter, most people are using these three right here. And the only real difference is that they changed the shape of them. So Facebook has that like wide horizontal post. Instagram loves squares, so everything's formatted to already be a square. And then Instagram stories uses the same format as Facebook stories, but they're the long, tall posts like that. So you have them already created in the right format as well. And I think it was Pat or Yvonne said that's what they like about this, is that they're already pre-formatted to the right sizes. So let's just grab and go back to the Facebook one. Say we're going to use this one, just hit use. Then it has to kind of load into the editor, whereas this is where you're going to be able to edit everything about this post, like everything about it. Now, if you've ever used Canva, this is very similar to Canva, where you're able to very easily swap in photos, swap out information. You can do little icons. Like from here, I can create different icons. There's even images. Like from here, if I say add image, hold on, let me see. I have to kind of remember, I haven't done this one in a minute. Those are all images I've used. So here are images that the company's already uploaded for us. So if I click on lifestyle activities, like there's a bunch of stock images that we can use for free without getting sued, because Keller Williams bought the license for these. So you'll hear stories sometimes about somebody used a photo that they weren't allowed to use. They sent it out and they ended up getting sued over using copyrighted information. You can use these without worrying about that. So let's say I wanted to swap out this photo. You would never do this, but say I wanted to swap out this for sale photo of a kitchen with this one of this kid fishing. It's like, boom. All you have to do is click it, move over here and click the little, it looks like a recycle image. It's just going to pop the image right over and replace it. So it makes it super simple to do that. The big advantage that Designs has over something like Canva, because doing that is just like Canva will do that. The big advantage though is when we get into, oh, now I'm going to lose it. Hold on. Oh, I lost it. This is one of those wonky things that happens sometimes. Hold on. We're going to back out real quick and we're going to try a new one. But it syncs to the MLS, right? So Command is talking to all the MLSs across the country. So let's grab this one again. Command is talking to all the MLSs across the country. So it's going to allow me to pull images and information straight out of the MLS. So I don't have to download the image from the MLS and then re-upload it into Canva just to download it again. Does that make sense?
Yes.
So
It does, but this is the place, like I'm gonna use your listing to advertise on my Facebook page, right?
Right, yeah. So let's say we're gonna do a listing, and so like Frank Murphy has a listing right now. It's 10643 Empire Grade. So we click on this KWLS and it'll let us search for a listing. So I'm gonna say 10643 Empire Grade. And it's searching all the MLSs across the country. Ooh, I don't know why these photos didn't load, so we'll see what happens here. But let's click, oh, here it is, 10643 Empire Grade. So this is the listing, hit select, and it's gonna pull up all the photos, hopefully, there they go. All the photos and all the listing details from the MLS directly. So this one has like a really pretty kitchen. So we're going to use that. Let's say we're going to swap in this photo. And then if I double click, see how this is still loading? There it goes. If I double click here, I can move the photo around to like get it framed upright because it doesn't always look right. And this has big windows, so we want to see like all the light. So say I want to do this, and then if I click here, this isn't the address, right? That's a default address. Click on listing details on the left. And this is all being recorded. So if I'm moving too fast, we'll get you the link so you can kind of go back and watch it back. Here's the address information. So click the little recycle. Oh, there's that. Now this part you actually have to manually enter. So that's going to be the only trick, but all the information's right here. So we're just going to swap out the numbers. It's a 4-bedroom, 5-bathroom, which is crazy. Have more bathrooms than bedrooms. 2,444 square feet. So 2,444. This one's listed at 840,000 and built in 1955. So just like that, there's one more thing we have to change, but so far, like once you get this system down of like knowing how this works and have your template set, I mean, it takes, like I said, I could do it in under 2 minutes, maybe even under a minute. This is the only thing we have to change right here. And this is actually something I wanted to show you. By default, it's always going to say DBA name. Well, that's not the name of your office, right? So what I've done is loaded up, if I click on logos here on the left, what I've done is I've loaded these logos in, and I'll show you how to do that. But so all I have to do is click there, do the little recycle again. Kind of loads it weird. There we go, boom, KW Santa Cruz. So just like that, I have a Facebook post that I can then go use either in an ad or just in a social post or share it out. You know, I might even save that just to share out to clients, and it takes like 2 seconds to do it, or 2 minutes rather. Right here, you click download, and then I can either download a JPEG or a PNG. So these are if you're sharing it online. Probably use PNG. I use it the most often, but you can also use JPEG. And then, or get PDF would be if it's something that you're going to print. You're going to want this high resolution print quality PDF. Make sense?
Yes.
So, and then there's all these settings. If you're sending it to a printer to like have it cut up and printed right, they'll tell you if they need these things like cut marks and bleed. They'll tell you if they need those, but usually you don't need that. I mean, and it's that simple to like create that little image. So, but we still have like a lot more to talk about, but does anyone have any questions like right now about that or anything?
Yes, I have a question, Jason.
Yeah, go for it.
Okay, so let's see, what is that called? That first contact rule. I'm just calling it first contact rule. Okay, so on these designs, and I've actually made a couple, and they're great, but it doesn't
meet that
I guess I could put my you know, my license number and I guess it's just the license because our what do you call it, our office is on the top right.
Right. So you're good with office. So what Yvonne's talking about, if you're not sure, is where anytime we send out marketing materials to somebody for a first contact, so advertising materials, we have to have our name, our brokerage affiliation, and our license number, or the broker's license number, like either one of those things. So you have to have all three of these. And she's pointing out that with this post, like if I made this post alone, just like this, oh, you can't see. I'm like pointing with my fingers. I forgot you can't see. If I made this post alone and that's all it is, it's technically a DRE violation because although we have the brokerage name, I don't have my name or my license number. The way I generally get around it, if it's going on Facebook, is actually putting it in the post itself. And so I'm gonna see, I don't know if I have actually anything, because I wiped out like all my old posts. I don't know if I have anything on here.
So, but Jason, if we do it from our business page, that's my question, does that take care of that ruling, that requirement?
So I don't know what Mike's opinion is on that. So it's going to end up being broker to broker. If you're doing it from your business page, right here where mine says Jason Flynn, Keller Williams Realty, I know that now I've covered my name and I've covered my brokerage. The next thing I have to do is get my license number on there, which I didn't do on this post, I just realized, and I should have. I'll normally put it right at the bottom. I'll add one more line that says Jason Flynn 02004875. And then that way I'm covered within that specific post. That's why you'll see people sometimes put Jason Flynn and their license number in the name. I just don't like it because I think it's ugly.
Yeah.
Like, that's just me. It's a lot of jarble.
Well, let me ask you this, Jason. Can we maybe just add it to the post itself? Can, like, somewhere small, like maybe even right underneath the top right where our logo is. What do you think?
Yeah, so what you can do, I'm trying to think where I put this. Okay, so I'll show you how to edit this section called My Library, but when I click on text right here and then click on My Library, it pops up all these different preset things. I put this one here, if I click this, and it'll add it, it kind of hit it there. But see, I already have my license number plugged in there. So I might find a place, you know what, like maybe I would put it here. Like I can click this, and this is why I was talking about the difference between Michael Lewis Marketing Suite. I clicked on this, I'm just pressing the up arrow to kind of move these numbers over. And then maybe I'll do this and see where it pops up this blue line in the middle. That's saying that it's a line down the center.
Yeah.
So maybe I'll add, I'm gonna click it up. And I'll do that. Like, I don't think that looks that bad. It also puts my contact info on there, and it also puts my DRE number on there. So right here, now this post is in compliance with that first contact rule.
Yes, that's the word.
I have another question. Can you please
Here,
go
hang
back?
on. Well, ask your question, but I might pause you for a minute because I
Okay,
want to show one thing.
I was gonna ask you about your business page on Facebook. If you go back over there, you wrote Jason Flynn, Keller Williams Realty. You didn't write Santa Cruz Keller Williams or Keller Williams Santa Cruz.
So okay, you are actually on, I'll show you something. Basically, I can show you how to look it up later, but our office has several DBAs registered, and one of the DBAs we have registered is Keller Williams Realty. So we can use KW Realty, Keller Williams Realty, Keller Williams Santa Cruz, KW Santa Cruz. I forget. Like, there's a whole bunch of different names we can use that the DRE will accept.
Okay.
I'll just have to show you how to look it up later.
Okay, I was just asking about, like, do we have to have that Santa Cruz, like,
not
we have to have
necessarily.
that? Okay.
It doesn't have to say Santa Cruz. Just if you get Keller Williams in there, you're doing good.
Okay.
From my understanding though, Jason, at first contact, we do have to have our specific office. But
it's a good mic question, but I don't necessarily think that's true. But it's a good mic question. I'm not a broker. It's his license, not mine.
Hi, everybody. Can I comment on this? This is
go for it.
I'm from Silicon Valley. So we talked about this, maybe Lupe was there like last year. And what we came up with was that in your profile picture, if you have somebody add your license number and the KW Silicon Valley logo right on your profile picture, it's always there.
Yeah, then it's always there. And this is one where it becomes a very mic discretion is kind of the best way I could put it. The DRE doesn't go into specific detail about how to deal with a Facebook page. They just say you need A, B, and C, and then it becomes this area of gray, you know, that it's like, okay, if I put my license number here, does it qualify? If I put my license number right here, like when they first log in, I can do an about section right here. If I put it there, does it qualify? And I don't know what the legal answer is, and that's where it becomes then a mic discretion thing that he can say how he wants it. But in general, the way it always works with the DRE is, what was your intent? Right? Like, was your intent to deceive someone, or was your intent just to do some business, right? So I would just get those 3 things anywhere. I try to make sure they end up in every post, in which case, surely your answer would work there. If I had it on my image right here, it would work.
Yeah.
And so it, a half dozen one, 6 the other. It's kind of all different ways to skin a cat. So,
Yeah.
but if you ever have like actual questions, like you're worried about it, the one person who has like the most authority is Mike. He's the best person to ask. Or you could ask Laura or Rob or Elaine, but Mike's the one with the official answer. So, but what I wanted to show was right here where it says My Library, where I'm able to edit all these different things. So we're going to click this KW and kind of come back to the main menu here, because I want to show you where you can upload your own, the things that you're going to use all the time. So right here, see this little red plus with a library? This is where you're going to update this information if it's out of date, which actually mine's wrong, but that's fine. Update your information here. This is where I plugged in that part that has my DRE number. So anything that you put in these 3 different text blocks, you can use over and over in your different templates. And so like this one, I wanted my webpage on there because why not? This one's like a bio, like one of them has to be a bio. And then this one is, I think I took out my webpage just so it looked less cluttered, was all. It was kind of just less. Images, this is where you can upload a old headshot of yourself and never keep it up to date like realtors do. But like you can do 4 different images. It doesn't even have to be headshots. Let's say, I'm trying to think of the time you would use a different image. If there's some reason you're going to use the same image over and over, upload that here. I've never tried backgrounds. I actually haven't tried that one yet. But logos, I'll use a lot. And so that's where I've uploaded the 4 different kinds of logos that I use the most. And so I have these 2, they're all the same, right? Like these 2 are the same and these 2 are the same. But the difference is if the image I'm putting it on is dark, I'll use a light logo. If it's light, I'll use a dark logo so it stands out more. And then, so I wanted one that's just Keller Williams, and I wanted one that has the DBA name on it as well. So does anyone not know where to find these logos?
They're on the KW and the Market Center area.
Yeah, so if you come into your, if you go into KW or mykw.kw.com, like just into the intranet, come up here to marketing.
Yeah, that's right.
And then logos and branding. And then you're able to download, it's like this whole, there it goes. You can download like a whole pack of logos. So Gateway, I think your Market Center is 510. Yeah. So if I hit download, it's going to download a whole folder of them. If you never know your Market Center number, just type in like Santa Cruz, and I can download, it's a whole pack of these logos. And then you can also download these logos as well. Mm-hmm. So just different ways to use the logos. If you want to nerd out on the KW policies on logo use, it's right here about colors and what actual font, you know, it talks about what font the Keller Williams is in if you're trying to get things to match as close as possible. So all that's in there. Again, you just go into, from mykw.com, click on marketing, and it takes you right to here. So it's a handy little thing to have. Like I said, especially loading these. And then brand kit, I haven't set mine up yet, but this is where I was saying with Michael Lewis, all their branding right now, for the most part, is like this baby blue teal color. Let's say you had a specific color, like Roy in our office is doing a lot with black, gold, and silver, right? Like most of his brand has to do with that. He can sit here and he can add these different colors. And so his, I forget, he has a specific number but you can grab the color code and type in, like if I do all Fs, that's white, and so if you know your specific color number, you can plug it in there so it's matching everything like exactly. And then you can add 4 colors and different fonts. And then that way, when you're going in and making modifications, you don't have to enter every time, oh no, I want it KW red, and the KW red is like, forget what it is, 39F. Like, I'm not gonna download it. It'll tell you in that identity guide what specific color the KW color is, and you could load those in if you wanted. So cool.
Hey, Jordan.
It's Jason, but yeah.
Oh, sorry, Jason.
everybody calls me Jordan and Jordan Jason. And like Darcy, I was talking to Darcy. She's like, no, I have your number as blah, blah, blah. And I looked it up. I was like, that's Jordan's number.
Yeah. Well, I think I even called you. Anyways, when I try to go into designs, it keeps telling me I get a sad face paper icon with access redirected too many times. And I can't access any designs or anything. And this has been going on for a while.
Have you tried it in incognito mode?
Yes, and I just cleared everything.
And it still does it?
Yeah.
Okay, I'll work with you after.
Yeah, we can talk about it.
Like that obviously shouldn't be happening. So it should take you in. So it sounds like there's something wrong specifically in your account. And I wonder, especially with yours, because you're split across a couple different market centers. I wonder if something three different market centers in 2 countries. I think maybe it has something to do with that. So probably have to have you reach out to support directly, but then I'll escalate your ticket for you, since that's kind of a big deal.
Sure.
Not being able to use like a major piece of something that works.
Yeah. Yeah, because we were trying to set up a buyer presentation pamphlet and couldn't do it. I had to go into the old system to do it.
Yeah, I don't have an answer for you, but
yeah, no worries.
But we'll work on the side and we'll figure it out. I want to see. I'm gonna pull up the buyer and the listing presentations. While I'm kind of doing that, what other questions does anybody have about all of this? So we're keeping it very free flow.
So, Jason, I have a question. So is it basically post for our social media and and flyers?
Those are, so right now, those are the 2 that you're probably going to use it the most with. Okay. You can also do your web pages through there, like the different sites for your KW site. You can also do email templates. Just in full disclosure, I haven't played with that a lot yet, so I can't really speak to it.
That would be helpful.
Yeah, and email that's kind of their big thing right now that they're working on, like behind the scenes. I think over the next couple weeks, I'm trying to remember if I actually had a date. Over the next short while, we're going to see some changes with email. I hear you, Josh, and I like my shirt too. So hold on, I'm looking at something real quick. I would guess over the next month to 2 months, we'll see a lot change with the email in a good way, because right now it's a little rough. But like I said, it's kind of the active thing they're working on. So on this one, I clicked on print instead of doing social, and you can see it changed. So we can do postcards. So like May was asking about postcards. You can do flyers, like just normal print, legal letter flyers, large postcards, standard postcards.
And do we need to buy stamp for them?
So it depends. So with the postcards, there's a way that you can do it through campaigns where you're actually able to pay, I forget what company we use on the back end, but you can actually send out the postcards through command directly, and it'll just charge you directly for it. You don't have to do any stamps or anything like that. With this, it would literally just be like, let's say, hold on, sticking with the just listed thing. I'll answer your question in a second, May. let's act like we're doing the same just listed thing. Clicked on just listed. We have door hangers, bifolds. So, just folding flyers, trifolds. But let's say you just wanted to do a typical flyer, like if we're ever able to do open houses again, like here's our flyers. What you would do is come in here, edit it, download it as a printable PDF, that high quality print PDF, either print it in the office so you get charged, whatever minimal amount we charge for copies. And then I've literally done them before where I sat there for like an hour, turned on a TV show, and for an hour just folded paper, shoved it in envelopes, slapped labels on it and stamps and sent them out. And I did it straight out of command because it looked good enough,
Hey, Jason, I just looked it up
Yeah.
on in campaigns, and first class mail on like a postcard mailer 200 was $118, 59 cents a piece.
Like that is nothing. But I mean,
59
relatively.
cents for each postcard.
Yeah. It was 6 by 11.
0.35 0.35 cents is the stamp price.
So you figure the stamp
5
price.
cents.
So
Yeah.
it's, hold on, I cannot do the math.
Well, don't do the math right now. It doesn't really matter. It's
And that's for a
59
4x6.
And I'll
24
tell you
cents just printing and like doing the job, whatever we pay for. Is that correct?
yeah, like so that's going to
It's good.
send the postcard to the company. The company is going to print them and ship them out for you for 59 cents.
59 cents.
Wait,
That's
Josh,
good.
Josh, were you talking about on the post office website? It was saying that.
No, this is on command. This is in the
Yeah,
direct
through
mail
commands
campaign.
campaigns. Yeah.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
that's
So-
for a 4x6.
That used to be over $1, and they told us the more people that use it, we're going to get that bulk discount of 165,000 agents, sending out mailers, and so they've brought that cost like way down. Because I haven't used them in a while, but the company Corefact, where I would create postcards on Corefact's website and send them out, it was about 70 cents per postcard to a neighborhood. So 59 cents is a good deal. Now, I've never used them, so I don't know, are they glossy? Are they super nice? Like, I have no idea. Try them.
Yeah.
That's for a 4x6 card. It
Yeah.
goes up, obviously, the bigger the card.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but still, I mean, 59 cents. It's competitive, at least.
Yeah, but you'd have to give them like an Excel distribution list.
So, no.
Give them a list to
we-
send it to.
Yeah, we can kind of go through that. Let's kind of get
Yeah.
through this real quick. And if everyone seems pretty interested in it, we can I haven't done it in a while, but we can click through that and I'll show you how that works.
Mhm.
But what I wanted to show in here, so it's the same thing. It's just, here's your flyers. You can go in there, edit them, still sync to the MLS, works great. But then specifically, May, here's your buyer's presentation. I was looking for the listing. Oh, it's right there. So under listings, you have listing presentation. All of them are set up as a booklet.
How did you get here, Jason?
Here, I'll back up. I'll show you. So when I'm in the Designs applet in Command, and we click the blue button right down below, and then this time you have to click on Print because it's something that you're going to print out. So click on Print. And this is where it kind of loads a different set of templates than it did when we were clicking on social. And then it's just right here, listings, listing presentation, and then buyer presentation. So this one, I'll warn you, takes a little more getting used to. It's a little bit more complex to use than the other one. And I'll show you why, because you're actually plugging in different pages and removing different pages, because not everyone, like by default, this would be like a 40 something page. Like or at least over 20 pages. I don't necessarily want all of these
It's
pages.
not supposed to be more than 20 pages, right?
Well, it doesn't matter. It's everyone does it different. Like honestly, mine, I would have it down to like 5. Like I don't,
It
I'm
doesn't
big
have,
on,
yeah,
I'm
it's
big,
like
I'm big on
40
small.
pages like book.
Yeah, but some people, that's what they like. So this time what we're going to do, instead of, notice how it just loaded this blank page. It didn't load like the specific thing. Now we're going to start choosing the pages that we want in it. So we want, so like these first 2, these aren't actually the pages of the book. So the first one we're going to choose is this one. It's going to load in this page for us. And then you can see at the bottom here, see it starts loading in these pages.
That's how I have it.
I don't know what this one's doing. It's like, okay, now I can go through and change all these things. And so this is where you're going to put your seller's name if you're going to customize it for them. Put a picture of their house if that's what you want to do. Change all their information. This is, I can still come over here, change everything about this page. Then once I click back in this kind of neutral area over here, oh, is it not going to do it? Hold on. Okay, no, you have to click on this templates. And I can come through here. Okay, so let's say I edited all this and I'm happy with it. Now I can choose the next page. And then it'll add another page down here. And then this is the next page that I can go through, change whatever. And then you kind of just go one by one.
Hey, Jordan,
So,
or sorry, Jason. God damn it.
I'm going to mute Josh. Go ahead.
You can also do it if you, on the, down at the bottom of the page there, there's a little pages tab. If you click there, it'll bring up, and as you add them in sequence, they'll populate along the bottom.
Oh, I didn't know you can actually click that right there. But yeah, and so I was just kind of pointing out where you don't have to necessarily use every page, right? Like you don't have to, if you don't want both of these portfolio of excellence pages, don't click them both. Just click the one that you want. But where this can really come in handy, especially, I think, is this comparable sales page. So instead of just going out and printing the thing off the MLS and being like, here's your comps, actually come in here. And yeah, this is going to take a few minutes, but it's going to make you stand out from the other 8 realtors that they're talking to. Click on KWLS and type in 123 Main Street, you know, actually pull up the information from KWLS and go back and forth, update this real quick, you know, and then once you're using the template, you'll get it to a place where it's like, you'll only have to change the first page, this page, and maybe one other page, you know, and then hit download, send it to the printer. If you have a little binder, throw a binding on it, bing, bing, boom. It's pretty simple. So all this is about either saving money or saving time. And this one, Canva Pro isn't super expensive, but it's one less bill. So it's either going to save you money or save you time by using this. Cool.
Is Canva Pro, is it the thing Keller Williams said before, commands?
No, Canva is just a program I know a lot of agents use. That's the only reason I use it as an example, mainly because I like it, but I kind of, I don't know the last time I used it because I haven't had to, because command got good enough. And that's another thing that people don't always talk about with command, that it's kind of like, use what works for you now until this is kind of good enough for you. And then once it's good enough, use it. You know, like you don't have to go use, like this is, where's command?
Yeah.
You don't have to go use every single aspect of command today. I would go crazy, and I love this thing. Like I don't use every single piece of it. The biggest pieces I use designs. I love campaigns. I use this all the time. I use opportunities.
I did use Flyer before when I had the open house for mobile home, for Renee's home.
Yeah.
Flyers are so easy to make.
Yeah.
But I needed to know about this Keller Williams because like Facebook ads, everybody's talking about so highly, and then whatever names and numbers, contacts you get it, you just don't pay anybody commission. That's the sweet part, I think, because all other places you get leads.
That's saving you money.
You have to give them all off of your commission. It just includes like Opcity, Redfin, whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So-
Jason, I have a question.
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
So the presentation you were showing, like the presentation, can you take just like one page out, download one page and put it to your existing one? Do you know?
Yeah, basically what you would do at that point, pull up the whole template, just go find the one page you want and basically save it as just a one page. And
Okay.
then
Yeah.
pull it out that way. Like save it as a PDF and then put it in whatever you're currently using. And again, that's we don't necessarily want everyone to change their entire business to fit around command. And so if you already have something that you know works, I mean, you get listings, right? You have something that works. So
Okay.
super random side note, Pat. You did that deal with Kim Hicks in Sacramento, right? She was my first coach.
Okay.
So, kind of funny.
Yeah,
Because I was talking to her one day and she was like, "Oh, I did a deal with someone in your office." I was like, "What?"
yeah, it was me.
So, okay, so this isn't about designs, but because we were on the topic, let's look at it real quick. I'm back on the command dashboard. I'm going to go into this campaigns applet, right? And so this is where we would do our paid ads. We'll be able to do more with the email campaigns, but this button right here for direct mail, I've never done one through here, so it says I haven't done any. But what we're going to do, we're going to hit create new campaign. We're going to say it's a direct mail campaign. So we're going to do let's say we're just going to call it test. Say we're going to advertise our new listing. We're going to use this default template provided one just because I don't want to have to go set up a custom template, but you can use a custom template. We're going to skip this for now. Okay, what we're going to do, and this changed a little bit since I last saw it. So this is what Josh was talking about, 4x6, 59 cents, first class mail too. So that means it'll get mailed out within like 3 days or something from the time you do it. But what we're going to do, and go back into that select listing. Let's do this. Need something with houses around it. If you ever search and something's not coming up, change this right here where it says show only my listings. You want to change that to all listings. That's usually why it won't show up. Okay, so this is the listing we want. Okay, it's going to pull in all this information for us. Let's just leave it. Let's say it's, yes, that's the price. See, it didn't pull the bedrooms, so we'll change that. This one's 4 bedrooms, 5 bathrooms, or 4.5 bathrooms. This description's just pulled off the MLS. Change that if you want it. Hit save. Whoops. Oh, it did not like that. That was way too much text. We'll just say blah, blah, blah. Hit save. So kind of like the Facebook ads, your goal is to you have to make all of these green marks in order for it to work. So then we're going to hit listing photos. We're going to choose that one because, oh man, low resolution picture. That's weird. Okay, this is a new problem I didn't know existed. So, crap. Okay, act like this isn't a thing. Act like we chose one. Hey, it works great. But this is something that I gotta get elevated through our support people. Hang on one second. Okay. So we chose our image. When we come down here to the targeting tab, we want to say local targeting. Oh, it's not going to let me do this. Hang on a second. Okay. I don't have this stuff set up. Hold on. I'm going to try this real quick. I wasn't planning on talking about this, so it didn't.
The zip code is 62.
I don't care. It'll tell me. I was going to say right there, it's going to yell at me. Okay, I got to figure out how are we going to get around this. Hang on one second. because I need to get to this configure targeting one, and I can't if
It won't accept the picture.
yeah, it doesn't like it. Hold on.
How about at the very down there, COVID picture? You know, like hand
No,
wash, mask.
So
is it
what
gonna
this
say
is
same thing?
what this is doing is it's the MLS isn't uploading high enough quality images to use this. So hold on now. I have a backup plan. Give me 1 second. There's a window. I have a window up. You probably just can't see it right now.
Mm-mm.
Yeah, I noticed that when I was doing my Facebook ad and I downloaded some pictures, the resolution wasn't high enough. So I
Interesting.
PowerPoint and did a save as onto the PowerPoint. It was kind of a long way around, but I didn't know how else to do it. Yeah.
Yeah, it doesn't. Man, it needs like a super high resolution photo. I don't know if I have any on my. Like I don't know if I have any on my thing at all. Oh, you know what? This isn't going to be a listing photo, but I think I have an idea. It's not going to let me use that though. Okay, here we go. I got one that'll work.
Want me to send
This
you a
is-
picture of myself?
No. We'll use a surfing photo. Hold on. It's just not going to be a house. Here we go. This should work.
That's what I did with our Facebook ad.
Put a picture of you.
I know. No, of a guy surfing in the river here in Missoula.
Oh, okay.
You know, it's because of a big river surfing area, and you know, it said surf for price reduced listings.
Oh, nice. So, okay, I've got all green check marks now. We're going to go to configure targeting. Yeah. Oh, this is new. It used to not go through this step. Okay. So I forget who it was. You have to forgive me. Where they said, do we have to upload an Excel sheet?
Mhm.
No. Because what it's
No.
doing right now is it grabbed the address. This is where the house is. We told it we want to send it to 200 houses. I only want to send it to single families. Like I don't care to necessarily send this one to condos. But what I want to say is the year last sold. Let's say I'm trying to advertise the fact that I sell houses. I'm not necessarily trying to advertise the fact that I have a house for sale. I'm trying to show, hey, I'm a listing agent in this neighborhood. I don't necessarily care to send it to someone right now that bought a house in the last 7 years, right? So let's back this up and say 2013. So if the last year sold was 2013, see how it just completely, or 2013 or older, it now just completely changed what houses it's going to in the neighborhood.
Oh, so hold on. This is, you
Hold the
can
phone.
go there. You can fix that. So you made your area and randomly 200 people you selected, but then you were able to select who bought a house after 2013. You took them out and gave them older neighbors in the neighborhood.
So, yeah,
Whoa,
so it just
that's good.
It just filtered down and said it's only going to send it to people whose year last sold was between 1800 and 2013.
Okay.
Right.
This is
So
like
it just
the public
narrowed out
title
all those
company thingy.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. So same thing the title company is going to do. The difference is I didn't have to go reach out to the title company to get the data. It's
Yes.
already built in right here.
I
Yeah.
did
And
not know that.
I think, don't quote me on this, I think this is through a partnership with First American Title. I think that's who we use as a title for title data.
Yeah. So
This is
Jason,
very pretty cool.
that we're targeting around right now is just the 1414.
Yeah, this was 4407 yard arm. It's this one right here.
Oh, okay.
And then it grabbed a radius. And honestly, I don't know what radius it grabs, maybe quarter mile or half mile maybe. But then it's really, this is the, I can even narrow this down and say, okay, let's say I only have $100 to spend. It's going to start taking people out.
Can
I
you
don't
get
know
down,
how.
please? It's gonna say the price for 100 of them. $59.
Yeah, because it's 59 cents a postcard. So I don't know how it's deciding who to send it to, but I do know, see right here's North Rodeo Gulch. This is an entirely different neighborhood over here than it is over here. So let's say I only want to get it in this area. I can actually say, let's make it polygon where I can draw, say I only want these 200 people to come out of this neighborhood here.
Yes.
All of a sudden it's going to shift and it just populated in all of these instead.
This is the MLS, how
That's
it
pretty
works.
awesome.
Yeah, yeah, just like the MLS.
Yeah.
Wow.
So now
I
change
like
it
that.
because
This is so easy, so cool, and so cheap.
so
I
simple.
bought these.
So-
Like, I didn't know. I don't have stamps. I don't have addresses. I need to do 500 of them by hand.
Yeah,
It's
I mean,
insane.
and if it's a postcard, don't do it by hand.
Yeah.
How else are you gonna do it? You know, like I have these now, but this is so easy, very reasonable price. Thank you. I'm glad
So
I learned
I
about
want to show
this.
you. I want to show you one other thing that I noticed when I was in here. I actually didn't know that they added this. Also, I should probably point out. Oh no, I can't get back to it. It doesn't matter. Every now and then you might see something in my, I should have said this at the beginning. You might see something in my account that you don't see on yours. It's just because I'm in different labs and I'm in all like different test groups like this one here. You won't see on yours. It's an old thing we're not even working on anymore. So hopefully when you go into yours, all this shows up because I haven't played with it. So I don't know, but there was an option back there where it said, add a custom QR code to every postcard. So what that's going to do is, you know, the QR codes, I don't have anything with a QR code over here. QR code is that weird little square with black and white dots in it. And what you can do is you open your camera app in your phone and just hover it over that and it'll pop up a little link to whatever that goes to. What you can do, let's say I'm advertising that listing, 4407 Yardarm, and let's say I had gone into this consumer page here, the consumer applet, and created a landing page for it. I can tell people on that postcard, scan the code for more information.
Oh.
So what they're going to do is scan the code for more information. It's going to take them to a landing page where then they have to enter their information. And then it's like suddenly they scan it and now I'm getting their information, where that's something that normally doesn't happen when you send out postcards. Normally you send out a postcard, the person goes out to their mail, they get it, they look at it and say, wow, neat, and they throw it in the garbage. And so this is kind of like,
Yeah.
yeah, that's the QR code. Exactly.
And this is Patty's. I don't know if she made it through command, but this is
Did you
what
get it
she
at your
has.
house?
No, she gave it to me as an
Oh.
example, you know, like how to do it. And do they really people QR, you know,
Yeah.
like people using it?
So here's what's funny. We went to a restaurant the other night, or last night. We went to East Side Eatery
Yeah.
down at the end of 41st. You walk in and they say, hey, just so you know, we don't have menus anymore, because they don't want to have to hand you a physical menu. So what you do is you walk in and there's a QR code right there and they tell you what to do. They're like, open your camera app, scan the thing.
Seriously.
You scan it and then the whole menu is on your phone.
Wow.
I thought that was like a really cool way.
That's
So
cool.
QR codes were like popular in the nerdy community for a minute, then it went away. I think they're coming back mainly
It's like
because
Bitcoin.
well,
Reduces the paper.
I think the reason it's coming back is because it used to be you had to
Touchless.
download an app in order to do it. Well, Apple and Android got their stuff together and made it, you don't need an app. You just open your camera.
Oh.
Just open the camera on
I'm
your
gonna
phone.
try with the patties now.
And you could even do that for like open houses. Like if you're sending out a
Mhm.
mailer to promote an open house.
So what if you were doing an open house, if we ever do them again, and instead of having flyers where they just take a flyer and walk away from you, you instead had, we've gone paperless, open your camera app, just like that restaurant. Open the camera app, scan the QR code, they scan the QR code, you capture their information. Gotcha, sucker.
Well, and
I got
or
one on
you know,
my phone.
have the send out the flyer for the virtual open house with the QR code.
Yeah.
Like, how to connect
Yeah.
to that.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And I mean, right now, like you kind of have to tell people, open your camera app and hover it over this QR code. Like tell them what to do. Like
Right.
I didn't know
I'm
you could do
having
that
this.
until 6 months ago or so.
I had no idea. I'm totally having this.
So cool. Okay, so we're at 2:04. Does anyone have any like last pressing questions about this?
Yes,
It was great, Jason.
Yeah.
Glad I could
I do
help
have it.
off of a very not templated class.
Yeah. I think we should have this
Mhm.
like for like any other functions of command. Like in regular basis, like probably weekly will be too busy for you, but maybe
Yeah, maybe
bi-weekly
not
to do
weekly.
something like that. And if we can record it, that will be super cool.
Well,
So
shoot
other guys will
shoot
do
me
it.
a message with like what other pressing topics you have. You know what? Actually, I'll do this too. I'll put.
Mhm.
Do you have a QR code that we can scan?
I don't. I can create
QR
one.
Jason.
Well, since you heard my comment earlier, where did you get that shirt?
Burdell's. So
Burdell's?
downtown, place called Burdell's.
Burnell's.
Yeah, it's like
It's
my favorite.
local,
It's my
Josh.
favorite. It's my favorite store. I love it. I haven't been there in forever, but cool. Oh, now it's like, oh wait, no, Yvonne's still here. I was like, now it's just a Santa Cruz party.
No, I'm still here.
So cool. All right. Well,
Nice.
Okay.
yeah.
And
Cool.
so
Thank you for
to,
hanging out.
I'll reach out to support and then
So do this. So Josh, have you ever heard of a program called Loom? Loom.
yes.
So it's like screen recording software that
Uh-huh.
it'll upload it to the cloud. Make a little video first if you can, just
Okay.
because I think you have more tech skills than some other people do. If you can make a little video of, hey, every time I type in this or when I click on this, show the error popping up
Right.
and show that you're doing it in incognito.
Okay.
Send that Loom video when it gives you the link, send that to support@kw.com.
Okay.
It'll almost instantly reply back with, hey, we received your message. Here's your support number. When you get that, forward that to me.
Okay.
And here's my email address. I'm not Jordan.
Yeah, I know.
Um,
Well, I think for some reason I had in my mind that he was doing this, so that's why I was
Yeah.
just like,
well, he's been doing a lot of them lately.
Yeah.
And so, but send me that support number when you get it, and
Okay.
I'll escalate it. Normally we have to like wait 5 days or whatever, but I'll just escalate it right now and just say, hey, like it's an important thing.
yeah.
So that's
I wasn't even sure today. I posted MLS reports on my Facebook business page, and
here I am
made
like
a
surfing Facebook.
and I posted on some Turkish
Okay,
Bay
continue.
Area groups.
Where'd you go?
You're frozen.
Hold
You're
on.
frozen, Jason.
Oh man.
We can hear you.
May, I lost
Yeah.
you.
I'm here.
I lost you all.
We can hear you.
We can hear you. Don't burp.
Okay.
Oh,
no,
you are
can hear
back.
me. So
You
Okay.
are back.
like everything just broke. May, I'll talk to you later.
Okay, thank you. Bye.
I can't hear you anymore. So I'll shoot me your question.
Okay, thank you, Jason.